Okay, you guys, what I've done is marked out a 3 by 5 area on a piece of Bristol board. You can do that or you can use an actual 3 by 5 card. Either way works. And what I'm creating here is a value scale. Black is going to be the darkest that you can get with your 6B pencil. And that's really getting in here and burnishing that down and trying to get rid of all the lights that you can. Then I changed to a 4B pencil and I came to a really dark gray. Now what I'm going to do is use my HB pencil. So they're getting a little bit harder every pencil that I'm using. And I'm using the side of my point here, not the tip. I'm not trying to scratch into the paper, but what I'm trying to do is maintain an even amount of pressure and let the pencil do its work at its hardness. So by maintaining that pressure, I can maintain my overlaps and get an even coat over this uh, by just adding additional pressure, getting the right amount of graphite on the page. We've got a little thing underneath here apparently that's causing it to darken just a little bit, but I'm not worried about that. Still just using the side of the pencil. One thing that this does too is that it really gets a nice point on that pencil. And now when I come up here to the very top, I'm just trying to go along the line to kind of keep things neat. It also helps to teach us the use of the pencil and how you can get into these corners and how you can do all of this stuff. So now I'm starting to, you see that what I'm doing is that I'm turning my pencil in like little small circles with an even amount of pressure. I'm struggling with this crease on the Bristol board. So now we can see we've got a middle gray as opposed to what we were having with the dark gray. Now I'm up to a mid value. So what I want to do next is go to a very light gray. So that means shifting to an even harder pencil. So this pencil is just marked H. Same process, utilizing the side of the pencil. The graphite is more compact and it's very hard. So now I'm just trying to get the graphite laid out across here and keep it fairly light. If you get places where you go too dark, just a little darker than you want, like I've made an intentional one right here. And I want to try to even this out. It's got that intentional dark spot up there. I'm going to show you how to deal with that. I'm holding my pencil way back here. You can see how I hold it in my hand so that I can adjust the amounts of pressure that I'm putting. You have much less control of the tip going this way because you're holding it so far back on the pencil that because you're holding it back like that, a little movement of your fingers is a big movement at the end of the pencil. So up here where I've got that dark spot, I'm going to take a kneaded eraser and just fix it so that I'm just going to lay it on here and lift. Lay it on there and lift just to get out that dark spot, and I can come back and fill this in and smooth this whole thing out. Okay, you guys, after we've done that, we're going to take a hole punch and just punch a hole in the middle of each of these squares. By doing that, it's anywhere in the square there. So by doing this, you're going to be able to hold this over your image and determine how dark do I need that to be. What pencil did I use to get this? I've written all of the pencils over along the perimeter of that, and I have 2 holes cut in this. I have a hole at a 1/2 inch and a hole at 1 inch because you're enlarging your image from your 4x5 to an 8x10. You can. This is what you're looking at, and that's what makes this easy process to draw. Is because whatever it is that I'm drawing, I can look here and determine how much that black is. Where is it lighter gray? You know, all of these, like there's a lot of dark in this, but then there's some places that are much lighter gray as well. So you're looking across your image to see, how am I going to draw that? Does it need to be white? Does it need to be light gray like here? So this is a tool, and it's going to be very beneficial for doing this drawing. You don't have to get awestruck or just completely overwhelmed with your drawing, because you're not trying to draw the whole thing. You're only drawing a square. Let me line this up with a square. It's like you can draw this. That's not, it's just coming up this side of the half, coming up, and so each little place where you're going to connect, you're going to see on your grid what you've got going here. What is that? So this is like, this square is just a black square. But then when you start getting into other squares, you're going to start finding lighter grays. And that's how you're going to deal with this, so that you don't have to worry about drawing the entire image. You've got a map to do this.